A focaccia is an Italian bread that is super crispy on the outside and really soft and chewy on the inside. My recipe for the focaccia is super easy and the flavors are completely customizable. Start by adding active dry yeast to a bowl and add lukewarm water to it. Mix until the yeast is completely combined and let it rest at room temperature. Today I'll be using the raw Himalaya all-purpose flour. It has a really high protein content that is perfect for bread making. Add a tablespoon of salt to the flour and mix until combined. Add the remaining lukewarm water to it and using the dough hook attachment of the electric mixer, start mixing it. Once the dough starts coming off from the edges and not sticking to it, that's when you know you've kneaded it enough. The dough might seem really shaggy and wet, but don't worry, that's the way it's supposed to be. Add 1/8 of a cup of olive oil to a bowl and grease it until it's completely coated. Add the dough to this bowl using a spatula. The dough should not stick to the bowl, there should be a layer of olive oil between it. Cover it and let it rise at room temperature for at least 2 hours. The dough should be doubled in size by then. Deflate the dough with your fingers so that the air trapped in it gets escaped. Stretch the dough from one end, pull it and bring it back to the middle. Rotate the bowl by 90 degrees and repeat the same action. Repeat the same motion 2 more times or until the bowl is rotated by 360 degrees. This working of the dough really helps in gluten formation. Grease the baking tray with 2 tablespoons of olive oil and transfer the dough to it. Using your fingers, stretch the dough onto the greased baking tray. If the dough pulls back and starts resisting the stretching, let it rest for another 10 minutes and then try to stretch it again. Dip the cling wrap in the remaining oil in the bowl, cover and let it rest for another 90 minutes. Carefully remove the cling wrap after 90 minutes so that the air trapped in it doesn't escape. Spread another 1/8 of a cup of olive oil onto the dough. And now comes the really fun part. Start dimpling the dough using your fingers and make sure your fingers don't pierce through the bread. The olive oil gets settled in these dimples and while baking gives it a beautiful crispy texture. Here I use some veggies to make some focaccia art, but you can use any toppings of your liking. Sprinkle some red chili flakes on it and some thinly sliced garlic. The garlic will get fried in the olive oil and give it a beautiful flavor. Bake in a preheated oven at 230 degrees Celsius for 30 to 35 minutes. Let the bread cool down for 15 to 20 minutes and then using a spatula pull it from the tray. And now I will let you enjoy the crispiness of this focaccia. It's soft and chewy on the inside and crispy on the outside.